Today's cryptic crossword clue is lamb's clothing returned by wolf in front of goat. A sheepish exchange? And this clue comes to us from one of our members, Eric Mason. Eric, I love this clue. I love the surface. Obviously, it's weird and bizarre, but it also like leverages the wolf in sheep's clothing idea to build this story where there's a bystander goat, or maybe the goat is acting as a kind of neutral third party. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's wonderful. I think this clue is actually quite tricky, but I also think it's a good clue to use my favorite cryptic solving technique, which is the path of least resistance, which is basically how I try and solve every clue, which is if something looks too hard, move on. And so that's how I'm going to guide you through this clue, where I kind of know what to do with the start of this clue. Lamb's clothing, the clothing of a word, are the letters that clothe that word, the outside letters. So for lamb, it would be the L and B of lamb. That's lamb's clothing. But on the other end of the clue, a sheepish exchange, I'm not as confident with what to do with that. I don't know what the technique is. It kind of feels like it's probably the definition, especially with the question mark. Are we dealing with some kind of stretchy definition? Especially with lamb's clothing being so kind of letter selecty at the start. I think that probably is what's going on. But apart from that, I have no idea what to do with it. So I'm going to go back to the start and keep working. The problem with lamb's clothing LB at the start of our answer is there's kind of no word that starts with LB. But then we look at the third word of our clue and it's returned, which is a kind of classic reversal indicator. And so we take LB and we return it. We turn it around. We get BL. Now things are kind of starting to cook for us because BL does start many words. And so we've got BL, and that is by wolf. And here I get a little bit stuck again, because if I just try and put wolf in front of BL, we get blwoof, which obviously is not a thing. I can't even really say. I think I did a pretty good job at trying to say it, but it's hard. It's not a word. So we've got to kind of move on. Maybe it's wolf in front. Maybe the in front suggests we take just the W from wolf. I guess that could kind of work, but it still gives us BLW, which is a terrible start to a word. So that's not working either. Maybe wolf in front suggests we take wolf and we put it in front of the BL. So it's wolf bull. I'm not liking any of these options. I'm just going to set it aside and move on to front of goat. Now, I know what to do with front of goat. Front of goat can just be the starting letter of the word goat, a G. And if a sheepish exchange is our definition, front of goat is kind of appearing at the end of our answer. And when you think about what kinds of words end with a G, they very commonly end with ing. And so maybe that's what the in is doing. We have in, front of goat, we get ing. Now we've got BL, space, 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 ing for a sheepish exchange. Can we find a three-letter substitute for wolf? Maybe we can find the word eat, giving us bleating, which could be a sheepish exchange.